Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolate among the nations? First of all, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, Thawada, 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 Kwam Yasharala, my Lord. And first, and give double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone that teach us this truth, 100% truth, to our elders. And the hammer of the earth is talking about Esau, Edom, mainly here in Babylon the Great, man. And you know what happened in Venezuela? You know, we went over there and pretty much, what do you call it, like a strong arm robbery? When you go into somebody's house, you kick in the door, and you just, hold the inhabitants hostage, and you just pretty much take what you want. Well, that's pretty much what's happened, man. It was a strong arm robbery, and we know Esau Edom, man. He's very known for not for diplomacy, but for using his might and him being blessed with the sword. You know, the sword being his blessing, so that's his negotiation tool. And like I say, they'll preach and come at you another way, like we're all about taking care of the people, looking out for the people. We're doing this because we're trying to keep the drugs out and protect you, and they're bringing drugs in. But we know that's the farthest thing from the truth, because we know majority of the drugs come from Colombia and through other ways of Mexico and now from Canada, and methamphetamines which come from over in China. So it's just a blatant lie just to get at the oil, because we know Venezuela has the largest oil deposit in the world. Out of any place in the world, they have the largest oil deposit, and the Venezuelans are our people, man. They're Asher, the tribe of Asher, and I'll go into that as we go along in this video. But they sit on the largest oil deposit, so they pretty much. I remember when Trump came in office, and he said, I should have took the oil last time I was in. He came up straight up and said I should have took it last time I was in office. So he knew eventually it was going to happen, and they was going to come up with any type of excuse, like they did, where it was a mass destruction, to be able to go in there and take their resources. Pretty much strong arm their resources, man. But this is what Esau Edom was known for doing. That's how we know who he is according to the Bible. And if you go into, let me see, you go into Obadiah chapter 1, verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So the Lord is going to bring him down from this high. Right now he's proud in spirit, because he can just go in there and within a few hours he can take this country over and and take out the president. So they very proud, man. You go on a lot of these comment boards from the incident, and a lot of Edomites are proud, man. Because that's his sword, that's his blessing. So he's talking proudly, like he just pretty much do whatever he wants to do. Verse 5: If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Will they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, will they not leave some grapes? So no, you don't want just some of the grapes. You want to take the whole vine, and if you can't have the whole vine, he'll destroy the whole thing. That's what Esau Edom is, man. Verse 6: How are the things of Esau Edom searched out? How are his hidden things stored up? But the Lord is bringing him down, man. He's making him desperate now that he doesn't even hide it anymore. Because one time he used to hide it and do things like when he go into a nation, he'd kind of come up with a real good scheme or some type of plan to go in there and invade and take the resources. Now they just throw anything out there and just go do it. And so these things are being revealed, man. He doesn't have that same enchantment that he has over the people once before. And you have some people that other nations are calling it out, man. They say you're hypocritical. How you gonna get on us about what's going on, and you just pretty much just doing what the hell you want to do, man. You tell us one thing, but you do another. Verse 15, for the day of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. And what Esau Edom was doing to our people over there, Asher, man, we don't get into the political part of it, but we know those are still our people. They're the Northern Kingdom, and they're going over there and put those people in subjection and put them under a harder bondage, man, and steal all the resources. We know how that goes, man. You look at all these other places where Esau Edom has been and hijacked the resources, man, and made the people worse off than what they were. That's why a lot of those people in these other nations, man, tried to escape to come to Babylon the Great to find a better life, because they done went over there and destroyed their political system and taken all the resources, man. So get back to the hammer of the earth. So Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 20, thou art my battle axe, a weapon of war, for with thee will I break the pieces of the nations. So the Lord gave Esau Edom this power, man. It's not anything of his own doing. That was part of the blessing that goes back to Jacob and Esau. Esau, part of his blessing was going to be the sword and the fatness of the land. So he got his sword and he's taking it and using it to steal all the land. So, yeah, that's only temporal, man. It's not forever. But once we come into the kingdom and our promise, man, we're going to be, we're going to have perpetual rulership, man, over the land. So this was, because I plugged this into ChatGPT, and so I'm kind of do a lot of lesson off of there. It says economic warfare, sanctions, invasions, and destabilizations are modern blows of the same hammer. So these are things that they use, man, to suppress the people. Because thou, Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, and the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. And we know he went over and spoiled and corrupted a lot of these nations and their government by putting in these puppet leaders to rule these people. They make sure that the puppet leaders pay good, but the people are suppressed and controlled up under. Revelation chapter 18 verse 8. Therefore shall the plagues come in one day, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. So the hammer is going to be taken down, man. The hammer of the earth. The Lord, as you gave him his power, the Lord is going to take his power away from him. It says the hammer of the earth is raised by the Most High, talking about Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It is allowed to strike for correction and exposure. Once it glorifies itself, it is broken. Judgment restores balance among the nations. And that balance is going to be Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, reigning over the earth again. Everybody fearing that and knowing that name. And King David is going to be king over the whole earth, man. In a perpetual rulership. Also, I plugged into ChatGPT. Biblical scriptures that reflect the ripple effect of, them going into Venezuela. What is going to be the ripple effect? It's like when you drop a rock into a pond, man, a steel pond, and you drop it in there, it's going to create waves. And, it's just not just the impact of the pebble hitting the water, but the waves that go and crash along the bank, So it's going to be a ripple effect from this, man. Pretty much, the Lord put that oil there. It's like a lure, man. It's like a bait to draw Esau Edom in because he know his bloodlust, man. His love for riches and taking and conquering. So when Lord strategically put this oil deposit in certain places, man, it's to draw Esau Edom out, man, to bring his nature out, and he can't help it, man. He's licking his chops, man, to get over there and take that oil, man, take control of it. Same as they did over there in the so-called Middle East. An attack on Venezuela, whether military pressure, covert actions, cyber interference, sanctions, escalation, and proxy destabilization, does not stay contained because Venezuela sits as an intersection of energy, geopolitics, and regional stability, and consequences ripple outward in layers. So it's a strategic placement by the Lord, man. So that's what it does. It says energy shockwave, oil fuel markets. Venezuela holds one of the largest proven oil reserves on earth. Anti-disruption, interference, port shipping, insurance sanctions tightens global supply. Results higher fuel prices globally. Increased inflation pressure in emergency importing nations. Greater leverage from alternative supplies, Middle East, U.S., U.S. shale and Russia. So rumors, rumors or escalations can move oil markets. So it don't take much to affect the oil market. So when oil prices go up, your food prices go up, and everything else that's around it. Latin American and Caribbean instability. Neighboring states, Colombia, Brazil, Caribbean islands, feel refugees and migrant surges, labor market strain, border militarization. Caribbean nations reliant on Venezuelan oil agreement face energy shortages, higher electricity and food costs. Small economies are hit first and hardest. So a lot of those Caribbean nations, man, going to definitely feel the effect. Like I say, a lot of migrants going to head out to these other nations. And then not to mention these other nations, man, like Mexico and other nations, was to make them feel that, hey, we might go over there and just take what you have, or go over there and take your president out and put in there who we want, because we have the power to do so. So it kind of creates instability in the region, in those areas. U.S. and global political blowback. United States involvement, direct or indirect, creates anti-U.S. sentiment across Latin America. Not only Latin America, but across the world. Everybody all over the world is calling it out, man. And they said, damn, you're pretty much hypocrites. You tell us we can't do it, go in there and take somebody's land and steal their resources, but you're doing it. Alignment shifts towards Russia, China, and Iran. So there's creating more of an alliance with these other nations, man. This weakens Western influence in global South and accelerates multi-popular alliance. Yeah, they done lost their reputation, man. And they don't care. They don't care anymore, just to the point now, because Esau Edom knows his time is running out, for one. So he's just trying to take all that he can take, before his time, is finished. But it's a whole lot more. I'm not going to go into all this. Military strategic escalation risk. Venezuela is not isolated. Russian military advisors, Chinese infrastructure investments, Iranian corporations, anti-strike risks, proxy responses elsewhere, cyber retaliation, maritime disruptions in the Caribbean and Atlantic. And I think Vladimir Putin came out and he made a statement, and so I guess pretty much gives him right to go there and take the president out of what's the country that he's fighting over there, Lithuania, and kidnap their president there. And then I guess gives China, so opens the door for them to go into Taiwan. Right now we got our hands tied up in Venezuela, Iran, getting ready to go to war in Iran, and Nigeria. So China might just go ahead and say, well, we just go ahead and take Taiwan there, you know. Long-term global pattern. Skip through that. Says the bottom line, the attack on Venezuela is never about Venezuela. It impacts fuel prices, migration, global power balance, currency systems, and regional peace. And a lot of Americans, man, are pissed about it because he didn't get an act of Congress or anything. He just went over there and did what he wanted to do, and he's, pretty much moving rogue, man. And so a lot of people are pissed because he feel like it's more like he's just being a dictator, just doing what the hell he wants to do, without having to ask Congress or anybody else. Which Congress and them should be a representative of the American people. We don't. The American people don't want to be in all these wars. Majority of them anyhow. And so it creates a divide, man, in the nation. They don't have any trust in their government. So we'll hit a few more scriptures and then we'll be done with Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. Who is that that's building his town with blood, man? That's Esau Edom. He's shedding bloodshed to steal these other nations' resources. First Thessalonians chapter 5 and 3. For when he shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. And that's one of the tricks that this devil been doing for a minute, man. They always done that throughout history. They call you in for peace talks, then come in the back door and try to steal all your shit or try to assassinate these leaders. Or I think they did that in Iran here recently. They called them for peace talks, then they sent in airstrikes and killed a lot of their generals. He like to keep people off guard. So it just goes to show you that his word it has to have any strength to it, man. You can't believe what this devil is trying to tell you, man. He's trying to lure you into a trap. And it's another scripture I wanted to bring up. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Shalak, just bear with me for a second. The book of Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. They call their lands after their own names. So you think that, he's going to have continual reign over the earth, man. Being the bully of the block, being the bully of the world, man. But the Lord is going to bring his rulership to an end. And I think they're about to have a 250 years celebration of being a nation. Well, according to statistics, 250 years about usually about the end of a reign of any nation, man, throughout history. Let me pull that up real quick. History repeatedly clusters around 200 to 300 years because nations expires when their appointment time is fulfilled. And we know America as being Babylon the Great or modern day Rome. And same as Rome went down, we starting to see America starting to go down because, it's a lot of corruption that's going on, a lot of expanding the military, all these different places. You got a lot of different nations all that's coming in, but they're not loyal to the flag, from all these other different nations. Same way as Rome was back during that time. And so it's top heavy, it's about ready to tip over, it's eroding away from within, from all the corruption and greed. And so therefore, and all this is orchestrated by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Acts chapter 17, verse 26. And he hath made one blood all nations of men, and have determined the time before appointed and the bounds of their habitation. So the Lord has set a time and a date how long this man is going to rule. But he's going to try to extend that. He think that he can take on the Lord with his new technology, with his Space Force, with his Neuralink and all these other things. I think that he's going to be able to stay in rulership forever, man. He's going to try to defy the Lord. But Lord already knows that. He knows how Esau Edom is. So Daniel chapter 5, verse 26. God hath numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Daniel chapter 2, verse 21. He changeth the times and the seasons. He removed kings and he set up kings. So Medora being taken out of his power seat, it was all orchestrated from on high from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. He allowed Esau Edom to go in there and take him from out of power. The Lord allowed that. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 23 and 24. He bringeth the prince to nothing. Yea, they shall not be planted, and he shall also blow upon them, and they shall wither. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 and 2. To everything there is a season, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted. So there's a season, same as it is with Babylon the Great, man. And it said some of the things that caused these places to go down is they inherit comfort and they abuse with power. First generation they build with discipline. Later generations inherit comfort, and later generations they abuse through power. So they got so comfortable that they just continue to just be more abusive with their power and more diabolical with their with their with a lot of their corruption, man. Because everything, the whole system is corrupted. Right wing, left wing, the whole thing, the whole bird is tainted, man. It's infected. There's no fixing Babylon. Only thing that's going to fix Babylon, man, is going to be that hellfire that's going to come from the ICBM missiles and the laser beams from the chariots, man, of the Lord. And like it says here, power has an expiration date. So the expiration date is soon come. And these devils know that their time is coming to an end. We about to come into the power seat, man. You so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai reigning in rulership over the whole land. It's not going to be any other religions out here, all these other different religions and all that. It's going to be one religion, one government, one laws, statutes and laws, man. And we, Lord will, we're able to endure that we are the elect. We're not going to see death. And those who do see death only gain the right back. And we're going to be judges over the earth, man. We have to know good and the bad. Once you get the good, which we definitely catching the bad right now, but we about to come out of this so we understand the purpose of these laws, statutes, commandments. And so we're going to rule with a rod of iron over these other nations, man, and get them right. But that's pretty much it, man. Like I say, 2026 is jumping off. We're already like the third or fourth day in, man, and stuff is steady popping, man. Steady popping. The devil's been revealing itself. The mask is coming off. He's showing his fangs and his claws, man. And anytime the devil moves, your house shot's gonna move. So it was all over the trick bag to make him show himself and get out and do what he did, man. So we have to stay encouraged, man, and hold on to our faith, because the devil is about to unleash a whole lot of psyops, man. A lot of things about to come down, so they can go ahead and bring in this new system, man. And so we have to be steadfast on this truth. So Lord will, this lesson's edifying. So with that, say shalom.